All right, welcome back, everybody, to this quarterfinal day of Dubai. And we've had one quarterfinal already go the distance. Pegula beat Towson. And now we've got this one between Anisimova and Andreeva. They played once. It was in Miami last year. And it was a bit feisty, a bit fiery. There was a bit of back and forth between the players, or at least between the umpire and the players in the final set. And it was all over a blister on Anisimova's finger. And then post-match, Anisimova posted on social media about her blister as well. So it was not the friendliest exchange to end the match. But let's see if it carries over. It's almost been a year since that happened. So let's see if anything is lingering from that confrontation. But this should be really interesting, this match, because they're both top 10. 12 months ago, I think they were... Andreeva might have been top 10, but Anisimova was not. Not yet. In fact, last year, let me check. When they played in Miami, they were 6 and 17 in the world. So Anisimova was 17 and Andreeva was 6. And it was a 3-setter that day. So let's see if we get another one today. Right. And this time, it's Anisimova who leads the head-to-head. What time is the Yale golf match? It starts in like 2.5 hours. It was the most ironic of fingers too. Yeah, it was the middle one. But yeah, let's see. Let's see if there's any lingering tension between these two. Rublev already breaks. Crazy. All right. So Anisimova the slight favourite in this one. And yeah, Andreeva is the defending champion. All right, winner to play Pegula tomorrow. Yeah, I'll keep you up to date with what's going on with Rublev. It should come up every now and again on the top of the screen. All right, here we go. It's going to be Anisimova to serve as they go forehand to forehand. Now to the backhand of Anisimova, backhand from Andreeva. And Anisimova hits it in the net. Andreeva, love 15. First point goes to Andreeva. As the return goes into the back of Anisimova. Forehand Andreeva to the front of Anisimova as Andreeva can't get that one. Anisimova puts it away. 15-0. Lovely shot from Anisimova. Serve in the front of Andreeva. Return the back of Anisimova. Andreeva back in on the stretch. Anisimova down the line. Winner. 30-15. Beautiful shot. $30-15. With a backhand from Andreeva to the front of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand to the front of Anisimova to the front of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand goes long. Good hitting by both. 30-0. They're already starting to hit big. This is the quarterfinal. All right, 30-0. As the return goes in the backhand of Anisimova. Andreeva puts up a lob. And Anisimova forehand to the backhand of Andreeva as Anisimova forehand cross court. Andreeva gets it to the backhand of Anisimova. Andreeva again to the backhand of Anisimova. And then Andreeva hits the backhand long. 40-30. These two are hitting the ball hard. All right, 40-30. And that goes out by Anisimova. And we get the deuce. There's a serve again from Anisimova. Oh, shanked it nearly over the baseline. Second serve. And the return goes in the front of Anisimova. Andreeva backhand to the backhand of Anisimova. Anisimova in the net. Great hitting from Andreeva. Evander Andreeva. Eala Gauff is after this. All right. Andreeva serves. Anisimova serves. Andreeva break point. As the backhand return goes to front of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand down the line. Great shot. Anisimova slices it back. Andreeva forehand. Winner. There's the break. 1-love to Andreeva. Very nice start. She starts well, yeah. All right. Andreeva breaks to start the match. The return goes into the backhand of Andreeva. Andreeva hits a long. And it's love 15. Serving the forehand of Anisimova. The return goes out. 15-0. As a return from Anisimova goes in the net. 30-15. 30-15. And Andrea serves again. Nice down the tee. 40-15. So hang on the men's side of things, what's the schedule look like? So it goes Tsitsipas, Rublev into Fils, Lehechka, and then Alcaraz. Rublev's a break 3-2 against Steph already. 40-15. As with a double fault from Andreeva, 40-30. Also, I think matches start in when did the matches start in Rio? Oh, they start late. Delray Beach will be on probably at the same time as we're watching matches. All right, as Anisimova hits it out, it's 2-love Andreeva to get this started. I prefer Andreeva to win this match, okay. Rublev and Tsitsipas haven't played since 2022. That's crazy. That is crazy. All right, Anisimova to serve. 2-love Andreeva. Made a fault, second serve. Serving the backhand of Andreeva. 4-0 from Anisimova. Andreeva backhand slice. Anisimova puts it away. On a forehand. $15-love. By the way, both these ladies got a day off in the second round because Krejcikova withdrew against Anisimova and Kasatkina withdrew against Andreeva. And then they both won their third round matches yesterday in straight sets. Anisimova took out Chen and Andreeva took out Christian. Now, Andreeva had a tougher match because Christian was really in that. She should have probably won a set. But Andreeva didn't let her get one. A lovely backhand winner there from Andreeva. The 15-0. As a return goes in the net by Andreeva, 30-15. $30-15. Serving the backhand of Andreeva, backing up from Anisimova into the forehand of Andreeva, and Anisimova forehand in the net. 30-0. Chance for a double break. $30-0. Who might Pegula play in the semis? One of these two. Winner of this match will play Pegula. All right, 30-all. And the return goes into the back of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand is long. And it's 40-30. $40-30. Seven to the back end of Andreeva. Anisimova gets the game. Andreeva hits it out. All right, 2-1 Andreeva with the break. All right. Pegula plays the winner of this match. Yep. Pegula will play the winner. Okay. Two-one. Is it true that Gauff was at the Rafa Academy? No. She was at the Mouratoglou Academy. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she joined the academy when she was 10. So yeah, she's Mouratoglou Academy. So Mouratoglou Academy versus Rafa Academy. I don't think anyone's saying that, but that's funny, I guess. 2-1. As with a backhand rally, Anisimova forehand in the net. That's 15-love. Love. Who do I have winning this? Anisimova. The return goes out by Anisimova. 30-love. What time is the Alex Coco match? In 2.5 hours. All right. 40-love on Andreeva. Anisimova hits it out. As the return goes in the front of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand. Andreeva puts up a lob. And Anisimova puts away the volley. 40-15. 40-15. Ace-7-T. Okay. All right. 3-1. Great start for Andreeva. And she hits a return. And it's too good. Love 15. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve is a let. As that goes in the net on the return of Andreeva, 15-0. As that goes in the net by Anisimova, 15-30. Chance for a double break. A chance to get the double break. 15-30. As the return goes into the front of Anisimova, Andreeva forehand goes long, 30-0. What do we need for this game to end? Okay, so everybody who's coming in that wants to know when Gauff versus Eala is. So that match is not starting for another 2.5 hours. If this match finishes in 5 minutes, it's still going to take 2.5 hours until the next match. So the Gauff-Eala match is, you still got to wait for a couple hours. It's not coming up for a while. Even if this match finishes now, doesn't mean the other match is going to start earlier. It's going to start at 11 p.m. or whatever time it is in your world. So doesn't matter what time this match finishes, as long as it finishes within the next 2 hours, it's still like the Gauff match and the Eala match is still going to be on in 2 hours. It's not going to start before 2 hours. Just so that you know. Even if this match finishes right now. All right, 30-40. As the return goes in the fort of Anisimova, that's a good shot. And Andreeva can't get it back. Oh no, she hits it out, Anisimova, my bad. Anisimova hit it long. I thought she hit it on the line, but it just missed. Double break, 4-1. Anisimova in big trouble. I thought she got away with it because she hit a really good shot, but she overhit it. All right. 4-1 Andreeva. The energy feels like Andreeva wants to win more than Anisimova wants to defend. Okay. Yeah, so then after the Gauff match, you got Svitolina. That is correct. All right. All right, here we go. 4-1. Andreeva, double break. 4-1 Andreeva. As Andreeva serves again. An ace out wide. 15 love. Also, Rublev's 4-3 up against Tsitsipas over in Doha. They're in the first set. Return goes back into Andreeva. Andreeva hits it down the line for a winner. 30 love. $30 love. As we default, second serve. Serving the forehand Anisimova. Andreeva slice in the net. 30-15. $30-15. As we default, second serve. As it returns a winner by Anisimova, 30-all. Huge return. $30-all. Anisimova just misses the return. 40-30. Anisimova will win or not, Cam. I don't know. 40-30. As the return goes back into Andreeva. Anisimova backhand to the slice of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand again. The backhand of Andreeva. Into the backhand of Anisimova. That's a good shot. Andreeva slices it back, but it's in the net. And we get to deuce. All right, serve again. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Forehand from Andreeva. Into the back of Anisimova as Andreeva forehand. Again to the forehand of Anisimova, but Anisimova hits it long. Advantage Andreeva. Advantage Andreeva to take the 5-1 lead. And we default second serve. As we had a double fault. And it's back to deuce. It's back to deuce. There's been another fault. Second serve. As we get another double fault. It's advantage in Anisimova. Break point Anisimova. As the return goes in the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand again. The backhand of Andreeva. To the forehand of Anisimova. Anisimova in the net. Back to deuce. And after this, Cam will probably have a short break and eat something. I already ate something. Yes, though. Maybe, yes. What's the day counter for? Just how many days in a row we've streamed. As the return goes the backhand of Andreeva. Backhand of Anisimova to the backhand of Andreeva. As Anisimova backhand down the line. Andreeva slice. Anisimova comes in with a volley. Andreeva backhand pass. Oh, what a pickup by... Oh, is it in? Did that go in? What a shot by Anisimova. What the hell was that shot? That was a glitch. That was a glitch. That was a glitch in real life. She somehow glitched it back. Did that hit the net and dribble out? Like, what the hell? How'd that happen? Did I have a stroke? What happened? Did I black out? That was an insane shot. Okay, it wasn't just my brain breaking. Anyways, backhand goes out by Andreeva. There's a break back. 4-2 Andreeva. What the hell? You're going to show a replay of that shot. What the hell happened? What was that shot? That was crazy. I don't know what the hell just happened. Anyways, they show on the replay. Here we go. Okay, so she hit a half volley backhand pickup that hit the tape and went over. What a wild shot. That was crazy. That was a crazy shot. All right, she gets the break back. One of them back. All right, 4-2. Having leftover pizza for breakfast. Okay, what type? I haven't had pizza all year, I don't think. I don't reckon I've had pizza all year. As Anisimova hits it out. Chat, next week I am eating. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking the week off to binge eat and sleep. Repeat. I don't reckon I've had pizza all year. Love 15. Return goes out. Oh, it went in! Anisimova thought the ball went out by Andreeva and she hit it in the net. And it hit the back of the line, apparently. Bad mistake by Anisimova. She basically just rolled the ball into the ground. Thinking that that Andreeva hit it out. Love 30. That was a bad error. Bad mental error. All right, return. Goes out from Andreeva, 15-30. Yeah, I don't reckon I definitely haven't had pizza this year, but I haven't had pizza for a long time. Probably since like before I went away. All right, 15-30. You're missing out? Oh no, I know I'm missing out. But I've also been busy. As the return goes back into Anisimova, back into from Andreeva. To the back of Anisimova, Andreeva back and down the line. Anisimova forehand of the stretch. Andreeva down the line, forehand of the slice of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand again. As a drop shot. Anisimova slice down the line is a winner. Beautiful pickup. 30-all. Nice work by Anisimova. All right. $30. As the return gets back into Anisimova, up goes a lob by Andreeva. Anisimova with a forehand. Andreeva with another lob. But that's out. All right, 40-30. Anisimova. 40-30. There's a default second serve. Serve again. Ooh, double fault. We get the deuce. All right. Anisimova serves again. We default second serve. Ooh, double fault. All right, Anisimova in trouble again. Break point for Andreeva for the double break. Rublev won the first 6-3. Nice. All right, advantage Andreeva to take the double break again. Serving the backhand of Andreeva, backhand Anisimova. Andreeva backhand to the forehand of Anisimova. And Anisimova with an easy forehand winner. Beautiful shot. Deuce. Deuce. All right, it's with a backhand from Anisimova. That's a great shot. Slice goes in, and then Anisimova puts it away. All right, Anisimova to take the game. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Into the backhand of Andreeva. Good return. And Anisimova puts it in the net. Great return from Andreeva. Back to deuce. All right, backhand goes into the net by Anisimova. Advantage Andreeva for the double break. Advantage Andreeva. As we default second serve. Serve to the backhand of Andreeva. Forehand from Anisimova. Andreeva shanks it. Goes in. To the backhand of Anisimova. Andreeva passing shot winner. Double break 5-2. Andreeva will serve for the set. No schedule yet. Just checked. Okay. Actually, the schedule for tomorrow is very important. I need to figure out what time. What time I have to try and sleep. All right, 5-2 Andreeva. Double break secured. Again. I think the schedule is probably going to come out when we get to the night matches anyway. Probably not going to come out for another couple of hours. All right, Andreeva reading a book. All right, she's going to serve the set. Two hours until the Eala Gauff. The countdown continues. All right. As that goes out by Andreeva, love 15. As the return goes in the backhand of Andreeva, Anisimova forehand. Into the slice of Andreeva as Anisimova backhand down the line. Goes long, 15-0. All. All right, 30-15. Serve to the backhand of Anisimova. Backhand of Andreeva to the front of Anisimova. Drop shot's good. But Andreeva's too quick. Puts it away. And it's 40-15. Andreeva to take the first set. 40-15. Serve to the forehand of Anisimova. Andreeva slice. Anisimova. Forehand goes on the line. Up goes a lob from Andreeva. And Anisimova puts it away 40-30. 40-30. Still set point. We're at a fault second serve. As the return goes into the backhand slice of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand. And Andreeva goes down to the front of Anisimova, into the front of Andreeva. Andreeva in the net. We get to deuce. All right, we get to deuce. And then an ace down the tee. Advantage on Andreeva. Advantage on Andreeva to take the first set. I've got a fault second serve. All right. As a bird flies around the court. Advantage on Andreeva. 7 to the backhand of Anisimova. Return. Goes out. There's the first set. 6-2 on Andreeva. She gets there eventually. All right, 6-2 first set. $41. So it was a pretty long 6-2. There was a couple of deuce points there, a few deuce points there, but Andreeva converted the break points. That was the difference. 9 winners, 11 errors from Andreeva, 10 winners, 20 errors from Anisimova, including 3 double faults. So yeah, she needs to be better on the ground strokes. Remember, the winner of this plays Pegula tomorrow. What's going on with Tsitsipas? He is playing. And he is losing. Rublev up 6-3 first set. What's my prediction? I don't know. Anisimova in 3? I don't know. I didn't make one. Okay. First set in the bag. Let's see if Anisimova can regroup in the second. You look angry? No, I'm fine. Andrea and Pegula have never played. That is crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Is that true? That is crazy. All right. Anisimova serving, and first point goes to Andreeva. Love 15, double fault. Can Anisimova win a 1,000 this year? Sure. As with a fault second serve. Second serve, Anisimova. She double faults twice. Oh, back-to-back double faults to start the second. Love 30. Mirra wins straight or any chance for Anisimova? Okay. What are you asking me, or are you saying that's what's going to happen? Anyways, return the net by Andreeva, 15-30. We had a fault second serve. As with a 4 now from Anisimova. Up goes the lob by Andreeva. Anisimova backhand to the backhand of Andreeva. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand to the backhand of Anisimova. Into the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand down the line. Andreeva gets with a slice. Anisimova forehand to the backhand of Andreeva. It's a good shot. Anisimova gets it. Into the forehand of Andreeva again. Anisimova backhand lob. Bounce forehand from Andreeva's a winner. 15-40. 15-40. Anisimova is in big trouble. $15.40. All right, first serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve into the forehand of Andreeva. Andreeva in the net, 30-40, one saved. 30-40. As with another fault, second serve. Serve to the forehand of Andreeva and Anisimova in the net. All right, there's the break. Andreeva with a set and a break. All right. One love as Anisimova hits out in the return. $15 love. As with a fault second serve. As the return goes in the backhand of Andreeva, and Anisimova with a drop shot, and Andreeva picks it up and puts it cross court for a winner. Great pickup. All right. First serve's a fault, 30 love. Second serve. As with a backhand now to the forehand of Anisimova. She overhits it, 40 love. $40 love. All right, serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve in the front of Anisimova. Return goes out. Andreeva 2 love in the second. All right, 2 love. Andreeva in control. All right, back to Anisimova, who needs to hold. What injury does Anisimova have? In Doha, she was sick. I don't think she had an injury. I think she was just not feeling well. As it a forehand down the line of the backhand slice of Anisimova. Forehand from Andreeva. Into the net. And it's 15 love. 15 love. As the backhand return goes in the backhand of Andreeva. That's a beautiful winner. 15-0. $15-all. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. There's a double fault from Anisimova. 15-30. Three double faults already in this set. All right, 15-30. Serve again is a fault. Second serve. Second serve, Anisimova. And at the front of Andreeva. Good return to the back of Anisimova. Anisimova goes wide. 15-40. Andreeva to get the double break. 15-40. Serve is a fault. Second serve. As the return goes into the forehand of Anisimova. Forehand from Andreeva sliced. To the back of Anisimova. Andreeva sliced forehand again. Anisimova forehand again to the forehand of Andreeva, but Andreeva shanks it wide. 30-40. $30-40. Serve again. Into the front of Andreeva. Return the front of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand to the back of Anisimova. Into the front of Andreeva on the stretch. Anisimova slice forehand down the line. Andreeva gets it back with a slice. To the back of Anisimova. Andreeva backhand is wide. Down the line. And it's back to... Well, we get to deuce again. Another game. If injured, why not just retire? It's not that serious, bro. You're still going home with thick bread. What? Why would anyone retire? Do you watch sports? I feel like you might not watch any sports. Have you ever played a sport in your life? Why would anyone retire because they already made money? That's like, what do you mean? I don't think you understand how it works. Backhand goes in from Anisimova to the back of Andreeva. Andreeva hits it out. What the hell? Like, okay, it's fine for you, I guess. You quit. You can quit. But I mean, that's not how you win. Is by quitting. Also, I think you might have bet on this match. That's probably why you're thinking retire. I wish Anisimova would retire because I made a bad bet. That's okay. Look, we all make bad bets. But look, you just learn from that mistake. Backhand return goes to forehand of Anisimova. Forehand now from Andreeva. There's Anisimova forehand in line at the back of Andreeva. Andreeva hits it wide. Anisimova's still in this. 2-1. Setting a break for Anisimova. Oh, sorry, for Andreeva. But Anisimova hanging on. All right. Who's next after this match? So After this match, in an hour and a half, is Coco. Yeah, lost the first point, might as well quit. Yeah, so in an hour and a half, Gauff Eala. Setting a break for Andreeva. All right. Back to Andreeva. As it a 4 now wide by Andreeva. Great return from Anisimova. Love 15. Serving to the forehand of Anisimova. Forehand from Andreeva to the backhand of Anisimova. Andreeva back in on the stretch. Anisimova forehand goes long. 15-0. Another error by Anisimova. 15-0. As the return goes back in Andreeva. Back in now Anisimova. Down the line winner. 15-30. Little chance to get back on serve here. As the return goes in the front of Andreeva. Forehand from Anisimova goes, from Andreeva goes wide on the second shot. And Anisimova gets 2 break points to get back on serve. Serving to the backhand of Anisimova. Backhand of Andreeva to the backhand of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand down the line. Anisimova gets with the backhand cross court. Andreeva goes into the forehand of Anisimova to the slice of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand into the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand goes wide. That's 1 saved. 30-40. As a default second serve. As the return goes just long by Anisimova. And we get the deuce again. And we're default second serve. Oh, double fault. Advantage Anisimova to get back on serve. First serve is a fault. Second serve. As the return goes into the backhand of Andreeva. Andreeva hits it out. We're back on serve. 2-all. Anisimova breaks back. All right. Anisimova, 2-2. A bit of fault, second serve. As Andrea in the net on the return, 15-love. Love. And the return goes backhand of Anisimova. Forehand from Andrea to the backhand of Anisimova. But Anisimova hits it out. 15-all. 15-all. All right, first serve is a fault. Second serve. Serve is a double fault. 15-30. Now in this moment, trying to keep positive. 15-30. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Into the backhand of Andreeva. Backhand of Anisimova down the line. Beautiful backhand again. The backhand's coming good now. 30-all. Eala was coming up in about 2 hours. Or an hour and a half. Beautiful backhand. 30-all. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand to the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand again to the backhand of Andreeva. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Andreeva slice. As Anisimova backhand cross to the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova with a forehand cross. Into the slice of Andreeva again. As Anisimova forehand again to the forehand of Andreeva. And Anisimova forehand cross-court winner. 40-30. Much better hitting by Anisimova. 40-30. Winner plays Pegula. Tomorrow. Return goes to the front of Anisimova. Andreeva backhand to the front of Anisimova. Anisimova hits a winner. Massive hitting from Anisimova. 3 winners to get the game. And it's 3-2 Anisimova. Why is it that Eala and Castella had a coverage last night? What do you mean? All right. Anisimova takes the lead. For I think the first time in the match, maybe? Okay. Back to Andreeva, who's under pressure for the first time today. Ružić is destined for the top. She's very good in my opinion. Okay. She's had a good run so far this week with her second chance, making the most of it. All right. Three-two Anisimova. As Andreeva serves. And Anisimova missed the return. Just. 15 love. Serve again. Into the forehand on Anisimova. Back in Andreeva goes out. 15-0. Serve again. Is a fault. Second serve. As the return goes out by Anisimova. 30-15. First serve was a fault. Second serve. As the return goes into the slice of Andreeva. 4 now from Anisimova. Andreeva backhand. Anisimova with a volley winner. 30-all. And this is going to be interesting to see how Anisimova... how Andreeva deals with this, because she hasn't been under pressure for the entire match. She's been kind of winning the whole time. First serve a fault, second serve. As the return goes in the slice of Andreeva. 4 now from Anisimova. 40-30 as Anisimova hits another winner. We get the deuce. We get the deuce. As Anisimova hits another winner. Okay. All right. As with a serve. Into the net. Second serve. Anisimova looking for the break. As a return. Goes into the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand to the slice of Andreeva. As Anisimova forehand again to the backhand of Andreeva. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand slice. Anisimova. Forehand again to the slice of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand again to the backhand of Andreeva. Drop shot Anisimova. Andreeva gets there with a backhand pass and survives. Back to deuce. All right. All right, second serve. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Andreeva with a lob, and Anisimova comes in with a smash. Andreeva gets it back, but it's in the net. Advantage to Anisimova. All right, first there's the fault, second serve. As the return goes into the backhand slice on Andreeva. Andreeva in the net, and Anisimova does break. And she has won the last 4 games in a row. 4-2. All right. Okay. Anisimova with the break. 4-2. There's a bit of serve again from Anisimova. As the return goes to the backhand of Anisimova. Backhand now from Andreeva goes long, and it's 15-love. Now let's keep an eye on the emotions of Andreeva here, because we do know that sometimes when things start going wrong, she starts getting annoyed. She's been pretty cool, calm, collected so far. But something like this could really set Andreeva off. 15-love. Backhand to backhand rally. As the lob goes out. Oh, and Andreeva smacking herself in the leg. What did I just say? 30-love. That ball went out by Andreeva, and she hit her leg, I think, about 7 times. She just smacked herself in the leg like Andrei Rublev would do with his racket. That was aggressive. And that, I told you, chat, was bubbling for a while. Return goes out. She's pissed. Andreeva is pissed. 40-love. 40-love. As Anisimova serves again. Good serve out wide. The return goes out. It's 5-2 Anisimova. 5 games in a row now. And Andreeva is starting to crack. Leave Rublev out of this? Well, look, I had to make, like, some of you probably didn't know what I was saying. But now, if you remember what Rublev did when he smacked himself, similar. Except she did it with her fist, not a racket. Okay, 5 games in a row for Anisimova when Andreeva was in cruise control. She was almost up 2 breaks multiple times in this set. And now she might have to play a 3rd set. Speaking of Rublev, he's at 6-5 in the second against Tsitsipas. All right. All right. Anisimova is 1 game away from taking this the distance. But Andreeva is starting to get annoyed. Winner plays Pegula in the semis tomorrow. We're not sure what time yet, but I'm sure the schedule is going to come out after this match, and then we'll know exactly what is going on and when to watch things and how to watch things. All right. As Anisimova hits out in the return. 15-love. Love. Another good serve. 30-love. The return goes back into Andreeva. Anisimova into the forehand of Andreeva as Anisimova hits it out, 40 love. Forty love. As a return from Anisimova is too good. And it's 40-15. 40-15. First serve is a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the back end of Anisimova, back into Andreeva. There's Anisimova back into the line. Andreeva slices it back. Andreeva with a forehand slice in the net. It's 40-30. Andreeva, if you're just joining us, was in control of this match. She was up a set and a break, and it looked to be easy, but then Anisimova started to hit ground stroke winners, and Anisimova started to get under Andreeva's skin, and Andreeva, she wins that game, but she's still down a break. 5-3, Anisimova will serve to take us to a third. If Anisimova survives this set, the third one will be a battle of mental toughness. Oh, yeah. For sure. All right, Anisimova serving to take us to a third. All right, first serve is a fault. As that goes the net by Andreeva. $15 love. As we're forehand down the line, the backhand of Anisimova, backhand on Andreeva. Sliced into the forehand of Anisimova, and Anisimova hits it long. And it's 15-0. $15-all. Also, Rublev is up 3-love in the tiebreak against Steph. As Andreeva hits it out in the return, 30-15. As we serve again, the backhand of Andreeva, and Anisimova back into the backhand of Andreeva. And Anisimova with a half volley pickup. Andreeva passing shot winner, 30-0. Too good. 30-all. Yeah, Steph's getting beat by Rublev. 30-all. As Anisimova double faults. 30-40. A chance for Andreeva to get back the break. Serve. There's another fault. Second serve. Second serve, the backhand of Andreeva, backhand of Anisimova. Into the backhand of Andreeva, to the forehand of Anisimova. Anisimova hits it out, we're back on serve. 5-4. Andreeva, back on serve. But let's see if Mirra can hold. How much tennis do you watch per year? I have no idea. I mean, I can give you a we watch like 700 to 800 matches a year. So that's fun. I don't know how many hours that is though. I can make a guesstimation. Last year, I streamed about 1,800 hours. How many? So it's like 5 hours a day, every day of the year, every day for the whole year, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, match point Rublev already. Holy shit, 6-2. Wow, he's cruising. All right, Andreeva's going to serve to stay in the set now. 5-4. Now, in about an hour's time, or just over an hour, we've got Coco Gauff taking on Alexandra Eala. And then we've got, straight after that, well, we're going to go to Doha, and we're going to watch Sinner versus Menchik and Alcaraz versus Khachanov. Rublev wins. Nice. All right. As Andreeva serves to stay in the set. Backhand return goes in the backhand of Andreeva. Backhand from Anisimova to the slice of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand. The forehand slice of Andreeva. Andreeva in the net. And it's love 15. Love 15. First serve's a fault, second serve. As a return goes in the net by Anisimova, 15-0. As return goes down the line for a winner from Anisimova, 15-30. So Rublev will take on the winner of Khachanov Alcaraz. Ooh. $15.30. As a return, goes in the backhand of Andreeva, backhand of Anisimova to the front of Andreeva. Anisimova comes to the net. Andreeva with a pass, and Anisimova with a volley in the net, 30-all. right, 30 all. I'm going to fault second serve. As with a backhand out from Andreeva to the front of Anisimova, but she missed it. 40-30 Andreeva to level this second set. It's been a very weird set. I want to see Bublik Alcaraz this year. Yeah, that'd be a fun one. All right. Anisimova returns it long. It's 5-5. And a big shout by Andreeva. Okay. Andreeva, who was up 2-love, went down 2-5, levels at 5-5. And the pressure's back on Anisimova. You know we're all hanging for this handshake, right? Just out of curiosity. I mean, it's just, just a normal thing to think about. What is the handshake going to look like? Whatever. You just never know. Who knows? Ah, 5-5. Serve. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Backhand of Anisimova to the backhand of Andreeva. As Anisimova backhand to the backhand of Andreeva. Andreeva in the net. 15-love. Sinner Alcaraz opponents only have 6.75% chance of winning. Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's that. Yeah, cool. I guess. 15 love. A fault second serve. Second serve. As the return goes back into Anisimova. Andreeva forehand to the front of Anisimova. Into the slice of Andreeva. Andreeva's slice goes long. And it's 30 love. Love. Serve again. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova. Oh, forehand lands on the line. Okay. 40 love. Great shot from Anisimova. 40 love. Good serve into the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand. Goes long and it's 40-15. So Fiesler Hetchka's coming on soon. We'll keep an eye on that result. All right. Anisimova serves again. As Andreeva returns it back into Anisimova. Great shot. Anisimova wins the game. 6-5. She gets back in front. Andreeva's going to serve to get to a tiebreak. All right. 6-5 Anisimova. So yeah, Rublev will play the winner of Alcaraz Hashanov, which I think is coming on first tonight. And then it's Sinner-Menchik, right? I think. Maybe. And then we've got and then we've got tomorrow semi-finals night, which I'm not sure what matches will be happening at what time, but we'll figure it out. I'm sure that the matches are probably going to start about this time tomorrow. I'm thinking on the women's side, it's like 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the night. So it'll probably be around like maybe an hour earlier than this for the first match between Pegula and whoever. And then the second match will probably be a night session. And then in Dubai, I'm not sure. Dubai might do both night session. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, Andreeva trying to get to a tiebreak. First serve is a fault, second serve. As she double faults, love 15. As the return, nope, that's a fault again, second serve. Second serve, the backhand of Anisimova, backhand Andreeva in the net, love 30. And after all this hard work to fight back, Anisimova still might win the set. Love 30. As we just serve again, Andreeva. The forehand of Anisimova, good return. Andreeva backhand to the backhand of Anisimova. Andreeva, slice forehand. Anisimova backhand again. The forehand of Andreeva. Andreeva hits out love 40. Anisimova's got 3 set points to take us to the distance. Love 40. Andreeva serves. Andreeva might lose a racket here. Serve. There's a fault. Second serve. Into the back of Anisimova. Good return. Slice on Andreeva. Anisimova comes in with a volley winner. There, we're going 3. We're going to the distance. Anisimova finally gets it done. We're going to a third. And Anisimova will be serving first in the final set. So let's see what happens. All right. Anisimova takes the second. Now, if you're just joining us, that was a crazy set. It was 2-love Anisimova. 2-love Andreeva. And then it was 5-2 Anisimova. And then it was 5-all. And then it was 7-5. So that was a weird set. A lot of breaks compared to the first. But just a strange set. All right, how we doing, chat? One set. And then after, I can pretty much say after this is Gauff versus Eala. Like after this match, because I think now with an hour until that match starts, I think this will probably be straight after. Is probably my guess. It'll be straight after this match we get the next one. So there's no stopping. By the way, great win by Rublev. He's the defending champion here in Doha, and he's holding strong. Oh, pardon me. All right. How we doing, chat? Who's taking the third? Today is Coco time. Okay. All right, Anisimova's going to serve first in the final set. All right, who's winning the final set, chat? Give me a prediction. Let me know. Who is winning this final set? I'm going to go Anisimova just because I said she would win in 3, so I'm going to stick with that. All right. As that goes out by Anisimova on the first point, love 15. Amanda. Okay. Anisimova. Andreeva. Mirra. Is this going to be 21.5 games? Yes. All right, serve. Into the backhand of Andreeva. Forehand now from Anisimova. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova. Forehand in the net. Love 30. All right, couple of errors. Love 30. All right, serve again. As the return goes into the forehand of Andreeva. Forehand from Anisimova. To the slice of Andreeva. Anisimova goes long. Love 40. Andreeva to get the break. First game of the final set. I tell you, chat, we've been so spoiled. We haven't even got to the good one yet, or at least we haven't got to the big match yet. But we have had two very good matches to start this quarterfinal. 2 3-setters. Awesome. Winner plays Pegula tomorrow as that goes in the net. The return on Andreeva. 15-40. Hopefully Gauff Eala lives up to the hype, and also when we watch tonight's matches, we hopefully get a good contest. As the return goes in the net by Andreeva. And it's 30-40, 2 save. As with a forehand now to the back end of Anisimova. Forehand from Andreeva. Again, the back end of Anisimova. Andreeva backhand down the line. Anisimova slices it back with a forehand to the forehand of Andreeva. Backhand now is Anisimova backhand down the line. Great shot. Andreeva just slicing it back. Another forehand to forehand exchange. As Anisimova again, the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand down the line. Goes long. There's the break. And Anisimova is in trouble again. Raised fist by Andreeva. All right. Long rally to get the break there as well. 1-love. Final set. All right. 1-love in the final. By the way, Pegula's playing doubles right now. Or she's about to play doubles. All right. Andreeva takes the break. First game, final set. Swings in this match have been crazy, yeah. 7 the forehand of Anisimova. Forehand from sliced in the net by Andreeva. And it's 15. Love 15. Love 15. Unless Mirra finds a reliable first serve, this break isn't going to be worth much. I mean, isn't that true for everybody? First serve is a fault. Second serve. Serve in the backhand on Anisimova. Backhand on Andreeva. As Anisimova goes with a with a backhand approach. Up goes a lob by Andreeva. It goes too short. And Anisimova hits it straight to Andreeva. Puts up another lob. That goes in. Anisimova on the baseline now as Andreeva hits a drop shot. That's a winner. It wasn't a great drop shot, but it worked. 15-0. Wasn't the prettiest drop shot, but it was effective. All right. Serve again. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand to the backhand of Anisimova. There's Andreeva backhand again. The backhand of Anisimova. The backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand again. Andreeva goes into the forehand of Anisimova. Backhand Andreeva as Anisimova hits a drop shot, but it's no good. Andreeva gets there, and then Anisimova's volley goes wide. 30-15. That was an opportunity for Anisimova on that volley. It was a chance. She had the open court, but she just pushed it a little wide. Andreeva serves. A fault. Second serve. Ooh, double fault. Shanked off the frame. Youch. 30-all. That was just a missed serve. That was a shank serve. All right, 30-all. Andreeva serves again. That's a fault. Second serve. All right, return winner by Anisimova, 30-40. Break back point. 30-40. Anisimova to get back on serve straight away. Andreeva serves. Into the backhand of Anisimova. Andreeva backhand into the net. There it is. Anisimova breaks straight back. It's going to be one of them matches. All right, 1-1 final set. Anisimova breaks straight back. All right, back to Anisimova. All right, serve. Into the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand to the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand of the stretch. Andreeva backhand cross. Anisimova gets with the backhand into the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand cross into the slice of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand slice down the line. Andreeva gets it back with a backhand slice into the backhand of Anisimova. Andreeva backhand into the Anisimova forehand. Andreeva gets it with a forehand on the stretch, but it's in the net. 15-love. Big hitting from Anisimova. 15-love. Love. Serve again. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand into the slice of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand in the net. Oof. 15-all. As we get a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Andreeva in the net. 30-15. Remember the last time they played was Blistergate. Not really. But there was a blister that was treated in the middle of that final set, and Andreeva was not a fan of the medical timeout that happened, as that goes out by Anisimova 30-all. What if Hashanov wins in straight sets? That would be remarkable. By the way, I know Alcaraz and Sinner fans are going to hate me for this, but they're not here. Hopefully. If Sinner or Alcaraz lose, that's a good thing for tennis. That's if they lose in, maybe not in a Grand Slam, but if there's an upset like that, that's good for the sport. And it's also probably good for them, because if they keep winning, they'll think tennis is easy. Hey, Michael.
Take a look at the first serve, wins versus second.
I will when it comes back up. Thank you for the $2. All right. Nice winner there from Andrea down the line. All right. 30-40. Break point on Andrea to take the break. In this final set again, as we're going to return now into the forehand of Anisimova. Andrea backhand, slice. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Andrea backhand again. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Andrea with a slice forehand. Andrea gets the break. Anisimova over, hits it again. 3 breaks to start the final set. It's 2-1 Andrea. Feast just started, by the way. All right, so what was it? First serve. I mean, yeah, they're low on first serve points won, which is kind of crazy. A lot of double faults too, which is probably why the second serve points is low. But second serve points is usually under 50%. If you're winning over 50% of second serve points, you're doing pretty well. In that. All right, break. Yeah, Pegula's playing doubles. Yep. I love the hat with the tennis ball around it. What are you talking about? Eala and Coco is in 45 minutes. What are the unforced errors numbers saying, Cam? I don't have them off the top because they don't put them on the website, or they only show them on the broadcast, but I can give you an estimation on what they've been. So, actually, no, I cannot give you an estimation. What are the unforced errors for Amanda? She's hit a lot. The problem is that on the WTA, the WTA broadcast, you can't, even though it gives you the option, you can actually go back and rewatch parts of it. If I click on parts of it, it doesn't let me actually go back to an hour ago to check the stats from the first set and second set. So it's kind of annoying. I don't know, Chad, does anyone else have that problem with WTA TV? Is that you can't, even though it gives you an option to you can go back an hour if you want to watch the first set again and start from scratch. Whenever I do that, it doesn't work. So I don't know. The WTA TV player doesn't seem to work properly. But yeah, anyway, so I will see. If I see it, I'll tell you. But there's definitely been more errors than winners in this match. They've both been hitting a lot of errors. It's been a pretty ugly matches, and Anisimova shanks that into the umpire. 30 love. Just curious, can we any chance of buying Sinner outfits someday? Sinner outfits are impossible to find. Otherwise, I would have done that as well, yeah. But I couldn't. It was with the Australian Open. When he won the Australian Open in 2024, I didn't have this idea until mid-24 to buy jerseys. And then by that time, I couldn't get the Sinner outfit, so I could only get the Alcaraz. I got the 22 Alcaraz jersey, and then the US Open, but I couldn't get the Wimbledon one for so long. So finding the Sinner ones at this point, probably impossible or expensive. I mean, I don't really want to spend $600 on a Sinner jersey. Yeah, someone's selling a signed one for $1,000, but yeah, finding a Jannik Sinner Australian Open 2024 shirt, and then I've got to find a 2025 would just be it's just I missed the boat. They're too expensive, or I can't even find one. So I'm going to stick with Alcaraz because I've already started the collection. All right. 3-1 on Andrea, final set. That's Anisimova backhand lob. And Andreeva puts it away. Love 15. Andreeva is turning out to be a real threat. So strong, yeah. Well, the winner of this play is Pegula. And Pegula has owned Anisimova in the past. And I believe has never played Andreeva, which is kind of strange, but kind of cool if we get that match. As that backhand goes into the volley of Anisimova. Great 360 drop volley winner by Anisimova. Beautiful shot. 15-0. What a shot. That was a great... I don't know if she meant to hit it that good, but that was a great trick. It looked like a trick shot. It's awesome. 15-0. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Serve to the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand to the front of Andreeva. As Anisimova again with a backhand now into the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand goes down the line, but it's long. 15-30. Anisimova is in big trouble. 15-30. As Anisimova comes in and puts away the smash, 30-0. By the way, chap, probably talk about this more later, but I was trying to write a list of significant tennis. Like, if we were going to write like a tennis Bible, what would be in that Bible? Like, what are things that people like? What is maybe not a Bible, but like a guidebook? Like a guide to tennis. What would be in that guidebook? Like, what are some of the moments in tennis that everybody if you're starting to learn tennis, what's a beginner's guide to tennis look like? 40-30. And I've written a pretty long list of what like are significant things that people should know if they want to learn the history of tennis. But like, I definitely missed a lot. So feel free to give me any significant tennis moments over the history of the sport that should be part of this guide to tennis. As Anisimova hits a backhand winner. All right, it's only one break. 3-2. Like, not a guide to playing tennis. We're talking about a guide to like the watching tennis. For example, the I don't know, what's a good example? For example, the Rod Laver getting the Korea Slam, right? That's a thing that people should know when it comes to tennis, right? Like, what's Rod Laver winning the calendar slam, right? That's a huge one, right? Steffi winning the golden calendar slam, right? Those two things are significant, right? But what else? What other things are there? There's a lot of, like, it could be a story, it can be a moment. Well, maybe not a moment, because we could just name every single moment that Djokovic has done. But that's like, I just want to see what like. For example, here's a good example: the 1992 Jimmy Connors run. Was it US Open 92? Or was it 1991? The 1991 Jimmy Connors run, right? That's something that if you're a tennis fan, you should know what that is. Or at least you should, like, that is a significant historic moment that is spoken about, right? The 91 Connors US Open run, right? Old man Connors getting to the final. Battle of the Sexes, that is on the list. That is on the list. Serena Slam, that's a good one. That's a good one. The Serena Slam. The Williams sisters' dominance in the early 2000s. All right, I'll just write Williams sisters because people should know who they are and why they're significantly important to tennis. Also, Bryan brothers. They probably put them in as well, right? All right. The original 9 of the WTA. Yeah, we'll put in original 9. That's a good one. As that goes in the net by Anisimova on the return. 30-15. Barty AO22. Okay. Is that a must-know? No, I don't know if that's must-know yet. You know one is that is must-known, though, is Mark Edmondson, Australian Open. The last man to win the Australian Open. But I'll put it at Barty as well. Barty AO 22. I'll put that in there too. Anyways, backhand winner there from Anisimova. And it's 30-all. I feel like Sampra's 2002 US Open run has to be a part of it too, right? All right, 30-all. The return goes to the forehand of Andreeva. Up goes a lob from Anisimova, and Andreeva comes into the net. Anisimova pass. Andreeva volleys a winner, though. 40-30. Golden Masters. That's actually a great one. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, Djokovic Golden Masters. That's a great one. Margaret Court as well. No, I put Margaret Court on there already. Goran. Oh, that's a good one too. Goran run at Wimbledon. That is actually... The wild card run is actually like super significant for sure. That's a good one. Yeah, Raducanu run is already on there. Anyways, 40-30. Slice in the backhand of Anisimova. Backhand down the line from Andreeva. Anisimova forehand slice. Goes in. Andreeva drop shot. Anisimova comes to the net with a drop shot back. Andreeva gets with a pass. Anisimova backhand down the line winner. That's a beautiful rally. And we get to deuce. That was a massive rally for Anisimova to win and keep this set. Or keep this game alive. Feast is already up 2-love. Oh, you know another one? Just as I mentioned, Feast. Yannick Noah, French Open. Because that was the last Frenchman to win a French Open on the men's side. All right, good return there from Anisimova. Shanked by Andreeva. And Anisimova, a chance to take back the break. Rafa owning clay. Yeah, Nadal's Roland Garros titles. Yeah, I've got the Salas attacked on court story. I've got that one on the list. As a return goes back into Anisimova. 4 now from Andreeva. Anisimova gets back on serve. Andreeva hit it long. 3-all final set. What a banger this match is. Oh yeah, Murray winning Wimbledon. That was huge for sure. That's true. That was a big one too. Yeah, you're right. Vachereau. I feel like when we're talking about some of these things, I feel like it's a little too... I feel like Vachereau is a little too niche right now. Like, I'm talking about beginner's guide. You don't need to know about Vachereau winning Shanghai yet. I don't think that's not significant yet. I'm talking like big stuff, right? What are like the big stories of tennis? I feel like a 1,000 title win is not on that list of like, you have to know what this is, otherwise, you know, like a beginner's guide. And that's probably more of like an advanced guide. That's a little bit deeper, right? That backhand goes wide by Anisimova. And it's love 15. Oh yeah, Becker Wimbledon run. That's a good one too. Yeah, Becker winning Wimbledon. That is a big one. All right, server to the forehand of Andreeva. Backing out from Anisimova. That's a winner, 15-0. Yeah, I've got a bunch of rivalries, but I don't think we need to do every rivalry. Oh, yeah, Isner versus Mahou. I forgot about that. That's true. Isner Mahou. The 3-day match. Nice. We've got a backhand now to the forehand of Anisimova. Backhand now from Andreeva. Into the forehand of Anisimova is Andreeva forehand on the stretch. Into the slice of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand again. Into the net. 30-15 Anisimova. 30-15. Yeah, 0-4. Yeah, Sharapova's 0-4. But again, I think we're getting a little too like same. Like we need better, like saying like, oh, this person winning Wimbledon, this person winning the French, like that's way too boring. We need to get like a little bit more like for example, Russians being banned from Wimbledon in 2022. That was a huge moment, right? Djokovic being deported, right? What are those? We need some more of that stuff, right? Like, though, not just like, oh, Rafa winning the Australian Open. No. We need like those big like things that happen that maybe not just about the matches, right? As Andrea slaps her racket against the ground, 40-30. Oh, sorry, 40-15. Yeah, like those like things that are like bigger than just a match, or bigger than just like, oh, you know, Serena playing something, or you know, we need like, because otherwise we could just name this book's going to be 1,000,000 pages long with just a bunch of like matches. As that goes out on the return, and Andreeva slapping herself in the leg again, and she is not happy. That's what she did after the second set, getting broken. All right, Anisimova gets back the lead, 4-3. Again, if we can stay away from like this match or that match or this match or rivalry, like more big picture stuff, you know, like more like big significant like stories in tennis, right? Yeah, I've got the Salas thing already, so we've got the Salas injuries, yeah. Yeah, I've got that, Bendy. I've got all of that in there already. Like the Williams sisters boycott is another one, right? At Indian Wells, why they didn't play in Indian Wells. Like that's a story that, you know, why, you know, that people might not know, but also something that should be known. I mean, a dominant season is another thing that we like, you know, like Federer 06, right? That should be known what that is, right? Oh yeah, introduction of Hawkeye. By the way, are you just going to Colt Tennis's YouTube channel and just like picking things out from there? Is that what you're doing? I feel like a few of you are doing that. Yeah, the introduction of Hawkeye and why carpet was banned. Battle of the Surfaces. Like you're just going down the Colt Tennis YouTube video list. Which is actually a great guide to some of the most significant moments in the sport. But also, like, I've got most of those things on the list already. 4-3. Here we go. But yeah, just think about it for a bit. We'll try and add to this list because I want to try and get like a beginner's guide to tennis kind of thing. Anyways, let's get back to this match because this match is starting to get to the end. It's the serious stuff. Your problem is you don't understand what Nicolas Bassou has done. What do you mean? Winning gold medals in singles and doubles for Chile? What do you mean? Are you talking about 2004 Athens? You're saying I don't know, or you're saying someone in the chat doesn't know? All right, 15-0. So to serve again. There's an ace down the tee. Yeah, Martina and Lendl changing to America is actually a big deal. They're good ones, that one. That's a good one. All right, 30-15. As Andreeva 30-all, she's in trouble now. If Anisimova breaks here, it's all over. 30-all. Serve to the forehand of Anisimova. Backhand now from Andreeva. Anisimova forehand. Into the forehand of Andreeva as Anisimova gets the break point. Andreeva hits it long. 30-40. 30-40. Break point for Anisimova to break and serve for the match. As the return goes into the forehand of Andreeva on Anisimova forehand in the net, and we get the deuce. By the way, to the guy that's spamming big three dominance, yes. I feel like that's like if you're going to university to learn about tennis, that's the introductory before you. I mean, you have to know that before you even sign up for the university. Like, I feel like if you don't know what the big three is, I mean, if you're starting from nothing, you've got to at least know that. Anyways, good volley from Anisimova. Advantage Anisimova. Cam, what about the big three? I mean, that's not even tennis 101. That's like prerequisite to getting into the college. They don't teach you that at school because you should already know. That's like that's the first thing you learn when you ever watch a tennis match. Anyway, it's forehand cross court into the slice of Andreeva. As we get back in Anisimova into the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand slice. Goes in the net. Andreeva keeps things close. Back to deuce. All right, deuce. All right, advantage on Andreeva. Good serving. Serve. Into the backhand of Anisimova. Andreeva backhand. Goes in the net. And we get back to deuce. Back to deuce. As the return goes the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova back into the backhand of Andreeva. Andreeva hits it out. Advantage Anisimova. To take the break and serve for the match. Advantage Anisimova. Oh, return goes wide. And we get back to deuce. All right. As the return goes into the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand cross court. Andreeva puts up a lob. Anisimova with a forehand. Andreeva puts up another lob. Anisimova backhand into the backhand of Andreeva. And Andreeva hits it out. Advantage Anisimova to take the break, serve for this match, and get to the semis and take on Pegula, who beat Towson in a 3-setter earlier today. All right. We had a fault second serve. As a return goes down the line to the backhand of Andreeva on Anisimova forehand to the forehand of Andreeva. As Anisimova with the backhand cross court. That's a great shot. Andreeva gets with the slice. Anisimova on the attack. Forehand straight to Andreeva. And then Anisimova drop shot winner. Break. Break for Anisimova, and she's going to serve this match. All right. Anisimova will serve for the match. Here we go. Anisimova serving for the match. And straight after this, we've got Coco taking on Eala. As it a 4-4 rally, Anisimova again to the front of Andreeva. Down the line's a good shot. Anisimova slices it in the net. Love 15. Love 15. Love 15. Serving to the forehand of Andreeva. Forehand from Anisimova is Andreeva in the net. 15-all. Serve again. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Backhand Anisimova. Andreeva backhand to the backhand slice of Anisimova. To that Andreeva forehand. As Anisimova forehand again to the slice of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand again. Goes long. 15-30. All right. 15-30. Chance for Andreeva to break straight back. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Serving the forehand of Andreeva. Backhand Anisimova down the line. Winner. 30-all. What a shot. What a shot. That goes out. And it's break points. All right, 30-all. As a return. Goes out from Andreeva. And Anisimova is serving with match point. To take out the defending champion. Serve. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand. Into the forehand of Andreeva sliced. Anisimova slices it back. But it's out. And it's back to deuce. All right, deuce. Match point saved. As Anisimova serves again. Into the backhand of Andreeva. Return goes to the forehand of Anisimova. Andreeva. Forehand to the backhand of Anisimova. Anisimova in the net. Advantage on Andreeva to get back on serve. Feast is up 3-1 against Lehechka. Over in Doha, by the way. All right, advantage on Andreeva. To get back on serve. Final set. Serve. Down the tee. Great serve. Return goes short. In comes Anisimova. Andreeva with a lob. Oh, it goes in. Anisimova puts it back up. And the smash from Andreeva. We're back on serve. All right. We're back on serve. All right. Andreeva was shouting into the crowd. Somebody in the crowd was shouting towards people in the crowd, I think, or someone. She was getting vocal. All right, we're back on serve. It's 5-4. Andreeva's going to serve to stay in the match now. Match point has been saved. This is insane, I know, right? What a matchup. All right. Anisimova had a match point. But couldn't take it. Are there more than 20 people in the stands? Yes, it's pretty much full. But they could be coming in for the next match as well. But that's great for this match. Because this match has been an epic. All right. Anisimova still up 5-4, but Andreeva is going to serve to stay in the match. And I'm so happy this match has lived up to the hype because out of all the matches today on the women's side, this is the one that I was interested in seeing because it's two top 10 players. They did play 12 months ago, and it was a very feisty affair. So I'm glad we're getting a rematch, and I'm glad the rematch has been very, very solid. 15 love. Andreeva serves again. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Backhand now Andreeva to the forehand of Anisimova. As Andreeva forehand to the backhand of Anisimova. To the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova gets the point. Andreeva overhits it. 15-all. 15-all. And Mirra needs first serves. 15-all. As a return goes into the forehand of Andreeva. And Anisimova backhand into the net. 30-15. 30-15. As we return now to the backhand of Andreeva. Backhand now Anisimova. Andreeva gets it into the backhand of Anisimova. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand to the backhand again of Andreeva. Down the line to the forehand of Anisimova. As Andreeva shanks it, it goes into the backhand of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand again to the backhand of Anisimova. Anisimova hits it long. 40-15. Andreeva to get to 5-5. Remember, Andreeva was up match point last week against Mboko before going down. So this would be a hell of an effort to come back from that position as the return goes wide by Anisimova and it's 5-5. Andreeva holds. Oh, just missed on the return from Anisimova as well. That's so unlucky. All right, 5-5. 5-all. Yeah, nail-biting finish. 5-all. Back to Anisimova. 5-5. Serve again. Is a fault. Second serve. As the return goes into the forehand of Anisimova. Forehand from Andreeva. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Andreeva again to the forehand of Anisimova. To the backhand of Andreeva. But Anisimova hits it out. And it's love 15. Love 15. By the way, Chad, I would be really interested to know what was the temperature when the match started? And has it declined since then? And has it gotten... I mean, I know Anisimova's gone from losing the first set to winning in a winning position, but they did say that it was slower at night. And it is night. As Andreeva puts up a lob, Anisimova with a smash in the net. What a weird rally by everybody. Love 30. Both Andreeva and Anisimova were trying to lose that point, and they both, one of them failed because they won the point by accident. Okay. Love 30. Love 30. As the return goes into the backhand of Anisimova. Backhand now from Andreeva to the forehand of Anisimova. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand again to the forehand of Andreeva. Sliced. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Down the line to the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova. Forehand again to the backhand of Andreeva. As Anisimova. Backhand. Down the line. Great shot. Andreeva can't get it back. 15-30. Face up 5-1 double break. Let's go. Let's go. All right, 15-30. And this is what a top 10 clash should be. 15-30. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Andreeva. Andreeva overhits it. And it's 30-all. Serve again. Into the forward of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand down the line. Andreeva's there with the backhand on the stretch. Goes out. Anisimova 40-30. Anisimova to get back in front. I mean, this might be match of the tournament. I don't know what the match of the tournament... I mean, maybe the Coco Mertens match was match of the tournament so far, but this is very good. And especially if with the match points already been gone one way. All right, 40-30. Serving to the forehand of Andreeva. Return to the backhand of Anisimova. Andreeva, backhand, down the line. Anisimova forehand goes cross-court. Slice from Andreeva to the backhand of Anisimova into the backhand of Andreeva. As Anisimova goes down the line, Andreeva forehand down the line winner. And Anisimova just watched it go by. Deuce. All right, we get the deuce. Nice shot by Andreeva. As we return now to the backhand of Anisimova, Andreeva puts up a lob. Anisimova comes in to the backhand of Andreeva, who hits a passing shot winner. It was just so easy for Andreeva. Anisimova just hit it straight to her, and she just went down the line with a backhand. Okay. Advantage Andreeva to take the break. Great shot. Just a little deflection down the line. All right, Andreeva to get the break. Return goes into the forehand of Anisimova. Andreeva with a slice. Anisimova volley. That's really good. Back to deuce. That was a crazy volley by Anisimova. She cut that in half. Back to deuce. The Eala's match will happen against Gauff after this. What a shot. Cam lives for these moments. Yep. As it a backhand rally. Slice again in the net by Anisimova, and it's advantage Andreeva. Advantage Andreeva to get the lead. And a serve for the match. All right, Anisimova serves. Into the backhand of Andreeva. Good return. The backhand of Anisimova. Down the line to the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova comes down with a volley. Oh, it's wide! Andreeva's going to serve for the match now. Remember, she saved the match point at 5-3. And she is now going to serve to get to the semis and take on Pegula. Okay. What a fight back from Andreeva. But she has to hold now. She has to hold now. Oh, man. What a turn of events. I know, right? Remember, Andreeva is the defending champion, so she's fighting for those points. But this game is going to be crucial to see if Andreeva can keep her cool. Because I don't know if Andreeva gets broken here, I don't know if she can win the tiebreak. It's going to be a tough effort to try and win the tiebreak. She's got the momentum because she saved match points and she's won the last couple of games. If she gets broken here, the tiebreak's going to be very weird. I'm supposed to save some popcorn for Eala versus Coco. Yeah. You're probably on your 7th bag by now because we've had 2 great matches to start the night and we still haven't even got to the main event yet. So, and we've got Alcaraz Sinner playing matches soon as well. So it has been a crazy day so far. Match of the tournament? It might be. It just might be so far. All right, here we go. Now it's Andreeva's turn to serve for this match. 2.5 hours played. And she saved the match point. As the return goes into the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand. Into the forehand of Andreeva. As Anisimova backhand cross court goes long and it's 15-love. $15-love. Serve again. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand to the backhand of Anisimova. Into the backhand of Andreeva. Sliced. Anisimova. Backhand goes into the forehand of Andreeva. Lob goes up. Anisimova with a drive. Forehand volley winner. And it's 15-0. All right, serve again. We get a fault second serve. Oh, double fault. 15-30. This match is something. As a return goes into the forehand of Andreeva. And Anisimova forehand to the forehand of Andreeva. And Andreeva hits it. Oh, it goes in. All right. And Anisimova with the forehand on the stretch. That goes out 30-all. I think somebody... Oh, wait. Is she talking about Andreeva's grunting? Is that what Anisimova's complaint was pointing at? Hey, Caroline Garcia's in the house. Was Anisimova pointing at Andreeva saying oh, she's it sounds like she's when she grunts, it sounds like somebody calling it out. Is that what she was pointing at? Anyways, forehand return winner. Anisimova's like, grunt that. 34. That was ridiculous. That was an angry return. I'm for it. What a shot. That was ridiculous. That was unnecessary. All right, 30-40. Backhand return goes to the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova backhand to the backhand of Andreeva. As Anisimova with a forehand cross court. Andreeva goes down the line. As Anisimova backhand to the backhand of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand cross court. Andreeva gets it and shanks it long. We go to a tiebreak. Of course we are. Of course we're finishing with break. Okay. Final set. Tiebreak. Who's winning it? I can't confirm if Anisimova was pointing at Andreeva, and referring to her making a noise while the ball was hitting the baseline. But either way, Anisimova at 30-all was just I'm just going to hit this return as hard as I can, and you are not going to get to it. Even if it goes out. In or out, you're not getting to it. And it was the biggest return of the day. All right, who's winning the tiebreak? Match points have been saved by Andreeva. Anisimova hasn't faced a match point yet. Forehand to forehand rally. That goes out by Anisimova. 1-love Andreeva. I'm interested to see the handshake. I'm going to rate it out of 10. 10 being frosty. 1 being a warm hug. Actually, 10 would be a no handshake, wouldn't it? 10 would be they didn't even acknowledge each other. They walked past each other like they didn't even recognize one another. It's like they never played a match. They walk past each other and they shake the hands of the umpire like they played them. One love. There's a return now from Anisimova. That's a huge return. 1-1. I tell you, Anisimova's hit the biggest returns of the day right now. She is hitting the returns like we just got here. 1-1. Yo! Thank you, Shimmer, for the $2. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. It's first to 7, by the way. There's a return now from Anisimova. That's another return winner. Jeez, Anisimova in the last, 3 of the last 5 points has hit return winners. Just smacked return, or at least smacked winners off the ground. 2 forehands and a backhand. Whew. Anisimova saving the returns, the biggest shots of the day until the end of the match, just when she needs them. 2-1, Anisimova. Serve again. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Anisimova forehand into the backhand of Andreeva. Andreeva in the net. 3-1, Anisimova. 3-1. Again, don't forget to sub if you haven't already. We've got Iga Swiatek coming on straight after this. All right, 3-1. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Return the net. 4-1 Anisimova. It's only one mini break, but it is a lead. 4-1. Each return, I said stop grunting. Now, I can't confirm if Anisimova was frustrated by a noise or not, but I tell you, the point after that was suggest that she wasn't happy about something and she blamed the ball. She definitely used her anger out on the ball on the return at 30-all. Anyways, first serve's a fault, second serve. Andreeva's got a hold here. And Anisimova inside the baseline like Serena. As the ball kid stumbles, and Andreeva's not impressed. 4-1, second serve. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Good return. Slice on Andreeva goes in. As Anisimova forehand down the line, Andreeva's there with a backhand, but it's long. 5-1, Anisimova. They change ends. Now it's a marathon. It's a mountain now. So far out of it now. She has to win the next point, though. All right. It was like Anisimova went, oh yeah, remember Miami when I had a blister and you complained? Yeah, I forgot to tell you. I forgot to hit returns and blame you for that. I forgot to take that out on you. She saved it to the end. She's like, oh yeah, you were saying that I was taking a medical timeout for like tactical reasons. Smack. 5-1. Mirra serves. Into the forehand of Anisimova, backhand on Andreeva. Anisimova backhand goes into the backhand of Andreeva to the forehand of Anisimova. Andreeva forehand down the line. Great shot. Anisimova in the net with a backhand, and Andreeva stays alive. 5-2. Anisimova's going to serve for this match. It's first to 7. It's first to 7. This handshake. Chat is. We're going to rate it out of 10. Middle finger post was a statement. I know, right? 5-2. First serve's a fault. Second serve. Eala starts after this, Danny. Relax. 5-2. Second serve, Anisimova. Into the back of Andreeva. Return the back of Anisimova. She hits it down the line. It goes in. Slice return now from Andreeva. As Anisimova on the attack again. Andreeva with a backhand pass. Oh, did it go in? Oh, it goes wide. All right. Match points again for Anisimova. 6-2. 4 more match points for Anisimova to knock out the defending champion and to take on Pegula in a rematch of the quarterfinals of Australia, where Pegula played a hell of a match. All right, Anisimova serves. Down the tee, the backhand of Andreeva return to the backhand of Anisimova, but she missed it. Did Anisimova. She went down the line for a signature winner, and it went wide. 6-3, Anisimova. 6-3. Still match point. Andreeva serves. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Return to the back of Andreeva. That's a great winner by Andreeva. 6-4, Anisimova. What a winner by Andrea. She's like, I can hit the ball hard too, you know. Still match point, Anisimova. Still a serve for Andreeva. Serve. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Good return, the forehand of Andreeva. Into the backhand of Anisimova. Andreeva. Backhand down the line. Goes long! And Anisimova gets the win. And she's going to play Pegula. Andreeva, oh, she's devastated again. This is the second tournament in a row that Andreeva has just had one of the toughest defeats. 2 tough losses in a row. In back-to-back weeks, Anisimova's going to give her a hug. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That was a 1 out of 10 on the frostiness. That was nice from Anisimova. Andreeva was distraught, and Anisimova's like, no, I can't be mad at you for anything, right? All right. What a match. Yeah, they hugged it out. And Andreeva, second time in a row. Oh, Andreeva's in tears. This is the second tournament in a row that she's lost a close match. Remember, she lost to Mboko last week in a similar scoreline, right? But she had match points that day. So she's had 2 back-to-back losses against fellow top 10 players, but they've been brutal for Andreeva. They've been brutal losses. And what could have been? I mean, she wins both those matches. Maybe she's won, you know, she's on the way to winning both Doha, Dubai, right? Brutal. Poor Andreeva. She was so close again today. She waves to the crowd. She is the defending champion. She'll drop a little bit of ranking points because she had to defend the whole thing, but Indian Wells where it's going to be the real big one. So, oh man, she's in tears as she walks off. That's a shame. You don't want to see that. Anisimova though, clutch from her. Clutch from Anisimova. She wanted that more. She went for it in that final set tiebreak. She went for it at the end of that match too. She was going after it. Great from Anisimova. That was some great hitting towards the end. She just wanted it more. All right, chat. Now it's for the main event. We've had 2 very nice matches to start. But now, Gauff versus Eala. The match that most of you have been waiting for. We're going to get to that now. But 2-6, 7-5, 7-6. And Anisimova comes back and wins in a 3 setup. And she's going to play Pegula tomorrow. Next is Gauff versus Eala.